Hey guys, it's Andre here again. So, here's a new little game that recently came out and I got my hands on. And I wanted to talk about because this is the new entry in the Tales of series called Tales of Arise. My history with these games is very long. I'll try to keep it brief, but basically I played I think all of them, as a matter of fact. My first Tales of was Tales of Destiny on the PS1, and I mean that game was a blast, and it was actually one of my first RPGs, specifically JRPGs. Yeah, it was a really cool experience because I've never seen RPGs, but that have that sort of style that looks like anime. Yeah, then thanks to Tales of Destiny, I managed to find that there was others like those, and I found on the Super Nintendo, I found some through some emulators. I found the first few games, which is Tales of Fantasia, and then eventually I managed to move up to the other ones. Eventually like Tales of Eternia or Tales of Destiny 2 in some parts of the world. And yeah, I mean, I even played the newer ones, like Tales of Legendia, which, by the way, I fucking hate. But yeah, then there's Tales of the Abyss, and then there's Tales of Symphonia. Then there's all of these games. They're freaking wonderful, right? What I like about them in general is that you can play as multiple characters. You can pick between usually it's between 5 or 6 people, and these games they sort of like the story is driven by these characters, and you get to see how they react and what they do and how they think. And so yeah, and gameplay wise, like I said, you can play as any of them. And in some of the games, which was a really cool function for me, you can actually play with you can play co-op. So if you have any friend, and you can just like give a controller to a friend, and they'll, for example, play the tank while you can play the healer, or you can play range and they can play the fighter. And all of these characters, they have different roles, and so these games are a blast, and you can actually play them up to 4 players. I don't know about these new ones, I'll have to see, but some of the old ones you could play as 4 players, and that was freaking wonderful, at least in my experience. What about this one, right? And so this one I was pretty curious about, because the few last Tales of haven't been that great, at least in my opinion. They were okay, but they were not that interesting to me. Specifically, Tales of Celia 1 and 2, to me, they're just incredibly boring. And then you have Systeria, and then you got Berseria, I think. And I don't know, those two, if I had to pick out of these 4 newer entries, I would pick Systeria, because I mean it's the least crappy one, but they're really not that great at games, at least compared to the older ones, in my opinion. And so yeah, this game for me has a lot of expectation riding on its back, because I do want it to be a good experience, right? And so far, what I played is just 1 or 2 or 3 hours, and it's actually a pretty positive experience. As you can see, the game looks pretty good, right? I mean, it looks super stylish, and I mean, it's a good game, right? The combat is flashy. You're gonna get to see some of the gameplay in a little bit, especially from the combat. And so, I mean, it's a good game. It's a pretty good game, and the story is pretty good. So the story is about a slave, which is just this guy that basically finds himself in, without giving too much away, he finds himself in an opportunity to break away and to make a difference, and so he tries to do that. And so so far I don't know much about the story, and I really don't want to say much, especially for people that haven't played it, and because the game is fairly new. So yeah, so far that's the story. My favorite so far is the music, and some of the cutscenes also are very, very good. I love how flashy they are as well. And I mean, this is a pretty high jump for the Tales of series, at least graphically speaking. So it is a good game so far. But yeah, so far, like I said, I've only played a few hours, so even my expertise with the combat is pretty limited. But I do notice that there's a bit of fiddling that you can do with in the menus, that you can customize your character a little bit. You can learn a few certain passive skills, and some of them are active that later on you can use them in the game. You can use them kind of like stat boosts. Some of them will be, and some of the other ones will be like direct skills, like active ones. And so it is a ton of fun. Another thing is exploration is really fun. In this game you get to find all kinds of materials and items, like from potatoes to ores, that you can use to either cook or then craft. You get to find materials dropped from the monsters that later on you can craft better gear with. And yeah, I mean, I would say that I'm having a blast. So hopefully it keeps going this strong, and yeah, I guess we'll see, right? So eventually I'll try to drop the full review for this game once I finished it. So yeah, keep an eye for that. And yeah, if you like this sort of first impressions video, give it a like, and see you on the next one. I'll leave you with some of the gameplay here. Actually, there's a bit of a mini boss fight up ahead, so yeah, be on the lookout for that. And so yeah, catch you on the next review.
No excuses. This is time to work. Rising Wyvern. I'm coming. Face me.
Searing flame! Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike!
Orochi Fury. How's this? One final push. Right. Give them all we got.
Where are you going?
Here I go. How's this? You're finished. See ya. Silent Thrust. Rising Wyvern. Cannon. Shield.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady.
Something you wanted to say?
Fury.
Mega Ray!
Here I go. See ya. Talon Storm.
I'm all wrapped up!
Sonic Thrust.
Mega Ray!
Orochi Fury. I'll run you through. See ya. Hey.
Searing
Talon
flame!
Storm.
Reload!
Tusk Cannon.
Sight it! I'm only get
How's
searing
this?
flame! Reload! I'm out of
See
ammo!
ya. Talon Storm. Mirage. Tusk Cannon.
First aid!
I'm on it. You picked the wrong fight.
Back into the fray.
Talon Storm. Here I come. Pierce through.
Here, let me help.
Rising Wyvern. I'm not done. Slice. Mirage. You're finished.
I'm only getting started.
Stardust. Take it through. It's over.
If it's in the sky, it's mine.
Stardust.
Amazing. Cyan Instant!
How's this? See ya.
Stardust!